What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I will be teaching you the 3 most popular rapture positions held within the church and held among other people. Now, before I get into that, I want you to know what is the world, I want you to question, what is the world going to look like before the rapture or before the second coming of Christ? What is it going to look like? Well, we know that 2 Peter 3:3 says, knowing this first of all, that scoffers will come in the last days with scoffing, following their own sinful desires. They will say, where is the promise of his coming? For ever since the fathers fell asleep, all things are continuing as they were from the beginning of creation. These are mockers. People come in, and I know if you're a Christian, you've heard these people like crazy. You might have even been one yourself before you became a Christian. They might say, you Christians have been talking about the rapture for 2,000 years. We just shut up. It's not happening. Your father's asleep. He's not coming for you. Just get that out of your mind. I believe that there is a rapture. I do believe in the second coming. I believe that Jesus is returning because I believe in the words of Jesus. I don't believe that it's just a big metaphor. I believe it is real. 2 Timothy 3:1 says, but understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty, for people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness, but denying its power. Avoid such people. That is literally exactly what's happening in today's world, and that was written 2,000 years ago. So these prophecies are coming true right before our very eyes. We were created, if you were watching this video, we were created for a time such as this. We live in an extremely unique time compared to the rest of the world. So let's fulfill our duties as Christians and believers and turn as many souls as we possibly can to Christ, teach the youth, learn from the older people. I don't know, guys, just we have to value the good things and pass it on. But anyways, now that we know what the end of time will kind of look like, or the end of days will kind of look like, now I will provide you with 3 most popular rapture positions. Number 1, we have PreTribulation. This is basically saying that the rapture of the church, also known as the snatching of the believers and the saints, will happen before the tribulation of God. And then after the tribulation of God, the second coming of Jesus takes place. Now you might say, what do you mean? There's a rapture and a second coming of Jesus? According to this theory, there is. Let me explain. The rapture and the second coming of Jesus are often confused, but they are 2 distinct events with distinct purposes on God's prophetic timeline. At the rapture, Jesus will return for his saints. At the second coming, he will return with his saints. So, pre-tribulation rapture people, also known as dispensationalists, believe that the rapture will happen, the saints will be taken up, and then the second coming will happen and the saints will be coming back down with Jesus to judge the earth. At the rapture, Jesus will not descend to earth. At the second coming, he will descend to the Mount of Olives as a prelude to his earthly reign. At the rapture, Jesus will bring a blessing for his saints. At the second coming, he will bring judgment for those who have rejected him. The rapture could occur at any moment, and the second coming will occur 7 years later after the rapture. Luke 21:36. But stay awake at all times, praying that you may have strength to escape all these things that are going to take place, and to stand before the Son of Man. And Matthew 24:44 says, therefore you must also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. Okay, moving on to number 2, mid-tribulation rapture. It's exactly what it sounds like. The rapture happens during the middle of the tribulation. Now, a lot of people ask, well, what is the tribulation? Most people agree that the tribulation is what God is doing to the world. It is what God is doing to the world. It's God's wrath to the world, similar to God's wrath of the world from the days of Noah, by him using the ark, or by him using the oceans and the water to flood and kill everyone. Or you could use the example of Sodom and Gomorrah when fire came down and destroyed the city. But what's interesting about the story of Noah and the story of Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah is that Noah escaped God's wrath by being above the water on the ark of salvation. It is a future prophecy. It is the perfect illustration of Jesus. The Father's wrath is the water destroying everything. And the only way that we can be saved is by getting on the ark of Jesus, believing in Jesus and following him, and then we will be saved from the wrath. Which I kind of believe that in a way shows that it's pre-tribulation rapture, but I don't know, could be wrong. Now moving on to the last one, post-tribulation rapture. They believe that Christians will go through the whole tribulation and then be saved. So we're in the present day, the tribulation happens, second coming, then God rules his kingdom. The thing with the post-tribulation is that the rapture and the second coming are two events together. It all happens at the same time. We're all getting raptured up. It's all a one-time event, which I'm not saying is wrong. It could be real. I mean, there's a lot of evidence to support this one as well. But when we say tribulation, what do we mean? Tribulation can be what God does to the world, which is God's wrath. I gave you the example of the flood and raining fire from Sodom and Gomorrah. Or tribulation could be what we just go through on a daily basis, what Christians have been going through since the beginning of time. This is people like Hitler, Emperor Nero, Joseph Stalin, just dictators persecuting Christians. It's happening all around the world today as I make this video. So that to me, yes, Christians will go through tribulation, but I don't think that we, like the Bible says, we're destined for wrath. So I don't think that Christians will have to go through the wrath of God. That doesn't make any sense to me, because when the angels went into Sodom and Gomorrah, they pulled out the righteous people and destroyed the non-believers and the unrighteous. And the same thing goes with the flood. The righteous people were told to get on the ark and they were protected from the wrath. Now again, I could be wrong. We as Christians might go through the tribulation. I don't know. I don't think we will. We do know, however, that there is an elect in the tribulation days, because it says that those days will be shortened due to the elect. So I don't know if we will be in the tribulation, or if we believers get raptured and then the people that are left behind, they are the elect. Some of them are the elect. I don't know. I would love for you to comment below and tell me what you think. So in conclusion, I personally believe that I'm more leaning towards the pre-tribulation rapture. I could be so wrong. Maybe I am. I don't know. I don't think that this is enough to break fellowship over. It's just something interesting to study. It's just hopeful for me to think that, I guess. I do not think that we will not have to go through tribulations. I believe that if the Antichrist were to come today and call people to be beheaded, that would be us. That would be something that we go through. But I do not think that God is going to pour his 7 bowl judgments out on Christians, because we were not destined to wrath. I think that we will somehow be delivered out of God's wrath. But yeah, do not break fellowship over this. Don't hate your brother or neighbor over this. It's not worth it. It's just something interesting to study. Please drop a comment below if you like this video. I try to make it simple. Again, the 3 most popular viewpoints are pre-tribulation, mid-tribulation, and post-tribulation. Yeah, like and subscribe. I will see you guys later. Peace.